This is Moses from MGTOW Mafia. It's super excellent to be back here, and I'm glad to be back. I haven't been on in a long time, so let me fill you in on what's been going on recently. But before I do, please hit the subscribe button and smash the like button. Add me to your Facebook, which is MGTOW Moses. So anyway, I want to let you know what has been going on recently. You know, a big fan of mine came by my place and he dropped off a suggestion to me with a little bag of some drugs. And the drugs included Ambien cannabis, multiple others like Seroquel, Depakote, and Xanax. So what I did is I took a little piece of each drug. I was in a good mood and I took the whole thing. You know, I cut a little piece off, took it with some orange juice, and I started going wild, and I got really creative, and I just want to share with you what I created when I was on that little binge there. So let's start with the title, How Not to Torture Females. Now, I don't want any of my subscribers doing anything that I'm about to mention in this video. You can leave that specifically for law enforcement. Have any of you ever been abused or hit or threatened by a female? You know, whether she threw a dangerous object at you, pointed a gun at you, poisoned you, knifed you, cut you, hit you with blunt force, or maybe with her hands or her nails or a baseball bat. You know, and if you survived, you can't just go hit her back because you can get arrested and put in prison. So while I was on this drug escapade, I kept thinking to myself and thought of ways how we can restrain these females from ever abusing and hitting and inflicting pain on men again, teaching them a lesson, causing them pain, but not leaving any marks behind. So I started thinking deep. And I thought, how about not telling people to use the following ways, but celebrate the ways of the FBI, law enforcement, correctional facilities, military facilities, and more, the ways that they use to restrain and torture women. The first thing I noticed they did right away is most of these agencies take handcuffs and they cuff the women. Okay, after they cuff the women, they tell the women to kneel down, and when they kneel down, they cuff their feet. So now they got them fully restrained. Now, something I noticed to restrain them even further is they can be hooked either to a bed or they can actually be hooked to the floor. You can put a fisheye hook or some kind of a deadbolt cemented into the floor, and they have to stay in that limited space area. Now, if some evil bitch just jacked you up and got violent with you, and now you're all shaken up and you're looking to seek some revenge, I recommend not doing this. But this is what the CIA does. It's recommended that you fill up the 1-gallon milk containers with water, about 4 of them. Now, once the predator is restrained and laid down on the floor flat, put a wet towel covering her face entirely. And then you begin to pour water out of each container onto the towel, which is covering her face. Yes, I'm describing a technique otherwise known as waterboarding. This technique could be used however the victim or the law enforcement officer sees fit. I mean, you might want to find out who the lawyer is, who the boyfriends are, what money was stolen, how much, where the money is located if it wasn't already spent. You can just use it as a scare tactic to let her know who the alpha dog is so that she doesn't further threaten, abuse, or hit you. There's all kinds of restraining devices listed on the internet, and it's important to use a device that doesn't leave any marks, like the ones in these pictures. Now, just a thought on what could be done to a very violent female. Her head could be shaken, just enough not to cause permanent injury, but to really cause some trauma to her brain, but undetectable. Here's another favorite thing that just came to mind during my escapade. How about just pulling the female's hair until she's in great pain? You know, not enough to go cause blood, but just a tremendous amount of trauma. Here's another great one I thought of for these evil female predators. How about just smack them in the back of the neck, not enough to leave a mark, but push their neck so hard just to cause them some pain. Yes, I like it when these aggressive predators get a taste of their own medicine and worse. I like watching the expressions on their face and the feelings of pain. Just imagine if we were able to watch Osama bin Laden being tortured, or maybe Adolf Hitler being tortured, or maybe Saddam Hussein being tortured. Just imagine that. That would be true justice. And that's what I hope we have in the future. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching my video. and hearing the ideas I had on my drug-induced escapades. So, you can have the last laugh. This is Moses from MGTOW Mafia. I'm going to say so long for now.
You, man! You!